Namaste everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. Here in this reading, I would be talking about a feminine who is actually in a lot of pain because the masculine has not chosen her. I mean, as of now, it looks like masculine has not chosen her and that's why she's in pain. But in due course of time, he will also realize the love he has for her. But she also has to go through this emotion. Why this is happening to her? Why masculine at the moment is not recognizing her? This is like a destiny thing, and the reason why I'm also channeling this is because I could feel very intense energy about a very beautiful divine feminine and also an equally beautiful divine masculine. It's not that this masculine is a bad person, or it's not that this masculine doesn't care for the feminine. He does. But he, as of now, is programmed. He is hugely programmed by films, by media, by mainstream media. He is hugely programmed by people around him. He sees a woman in a certain way. He doesn't understand true femininity. As of now, he understands distorted femininity. As per this collective reading, he has not done anything bad to the divine feminine as such. He has not purposely hurt her. He has not intentionally hurt her. But it's just that he doesn't recognize her as the one for him. He doesn't see her as the person who he wants to spend the rest of his life with. But he has a fantasy, he has an image, he has a personality in his mind which doesn't come from spiritual maturity. We can say that this masculine is not spiritually mature. He is immature. But the feminine has matured much before him. It could be whatever reason, maybe due to absence of divine masculine figure in childhood, a healed divine masculine, or due to some other reason which I'm not going to relay in this channeling. That would probably create a deviation, but you guys can understand she's much more healed than him. She understands love much better, and in some ways she was also being his mother. In some ways she was also acting like his caretaker. So he never really saw the feminine as a partner. He was only seeing the feminine as a caretaker, someone with whom he can just go up to and talk as a friend, or even as a best friend sometimes, or he would pour his heart out. Or we can say that even if they were in a relationship, he never saw the relationship like a proper relationship. Maybe in the beginning they had some agreement. Maybe they said that, okay, let's just see where this goes. There was no proper commitment, or they just started out just like that. I mean, some relationships actually start just like that. There is no discussion or there is no planning. I don't see this masculine really seeing this as something serious. And maybe even the feminine was not like that in the beginning. In some cases, because I'm being shown different types of scenarios. You can mention your scenario also in the comment section, but I do pick on to different types of masculines and feminine couples here. In some cases, I see that they could just be hanging out somewhere, they met each other, they had attraction, and they both didn't feel so much about the attraction, so they decided to be friends. They started talking to each other, it prolonged for a while, and they were both happy in the setup, and one fine day he just found someone else while she was just developing feelings towards him. And now she's like, oh my god, I actually do like him, but now how do I tell him? Now it's too late. Or it could be possible that these two people are simply just friends, they are colleagues, they work together, or they've spent a huge amount of time with each other. I'm also seeing someone, a feminine, who has already considered this person as her divine masculine. But he usually says things like, I don't believe in love, or I'm not so much into it right now, I'm not thinking about it, I'm not thinking of all of this. It could also be possible in a relationship scenario that both of them were not very serious. When they started getting serious, the seriousness also moved towards the career or making money. Some other things took over. And the masculine also had some wounds. As I can see, he's not a bad person, but he probably had some wounds. And he always felt that this feminine would never even say yes to me. She would never even accept me. I mean, as a lifelong thing. Or maybe it was his intuition or gut feeling, because he also has good intuition, where he felt that it would take time or it would be some kind of situation, blockage, something that would be against him. So then they go away for a while and he finds someone else. When he finds someone else, the feminine feels like, why did he do so? Why didn't he choose me? Or maybe some other people played a part in it. Like maybe he doesn't do it, his parents do it, one of his best friend does it, somebody else does it. They make him separate from her. They poison his mind against her. They make him negative. They create a image about her that she's not going to be good for you, she's not going to love you, or she's too good for you, she's going to just swallow you and throw you out in these many days, or if you marry her, you'll never be happy with her. It could be possible that these things can happen on feminine side also. Feminine side also, people can tell her that he's not going to be a good match for you. You should not invest time into him. You should not date him. You should not meet him. Maybe he's too materialistic. Maybe he's too this. Maybe he's too that. Whole lot of things. More than the situation, I am interested in channeling the energy at this point in time, because this energy needs to go out, and there are people who would probably resonate a lot with this emotion, this feeling, the core of this channeling. Situation can be anything, and I know some people could say that my divine masculine was horrible or my divine feminine was horrible, but you guys are good judges. You can judge if a person is a narcissistic person or if it's a genuine person. Like one example I'll give you. If it's a narcissistic person, if it's a narcissistic person, that person will never be happy with your success. That person will never celebrate your success. Never. But if it's a true lover, if that person really cares for you, really feels happy for you, then even when you're not talking to each other, they will celebrate your success for sure. And they'll always talk about you very highly to others. They'll always talk about you very nicely to others. They could have some addiction patterns, but they genuinely love you. That person loves you. They will not discourage you from being who you are. I don't know about the other problems. There can be some other problems, but at least to this point, this one point will stand correct. The twin flame ascension journey is a very interesting journey. I know some of you will say, what is so interesting about it? Some of you. But I also read comments of very wise people who have actually figured out this journey and they are working on themselves. They enjoy this journey a lot. And they don't get frustrated when some challenges come or some negativity comes, because they've started figuring out that love is actually this very beautiful, very profound, abstract feeling which is inside their core. The number 3 is very important to understand love. It's about masculine, feminine, and source. Now the feeling. Here the feminine is going through a lot of pain. And at this point in time, love is really bothering her. Love is very painful right now. And she's praying to God that don't give this trouble to anybody else. She's praying for other people. As of now, she is not really, submerge herself into the pain. Once you do that, once anyone does that, this pain becomes a teacher. This pain becomes enjoyable. Yeah, it actually does, because there's no pain after that. The whole story, the whole picture is very clear. So she is praying to God that please don't let anyone else go through this type of pain that I'm going through. She feels that this pain should not ooze out of her. It should remain in her heart. It should stay there. It should not be discussed. It should not be talked about. It should not be expressed. And many times when people don't express pain, even in childhood, they learn not to express pain or discomfort or disagreements. It creates trauma inside of them. It creates a lot of problem inside of them, which is why I also recommend people to do journaling. Even in my therapy sessions, I give a lot of exercises to people. I give a lot of interesting content to people. I give customized practices to people, because one has to journal. One has to write about things. When you're writing about things, subconsciously what's there in your mind, it flows out. And it's very healing and soothing. And you can even pick up anything, any traumatic event. If you remember, it's a good way to heal, and I'm actually giving a free tip over here. If you can try it out, why not? If it can help someone, why not? Anything that is a traumatic thing, an event, an incident for you, just put it on paper. Put it properly on paper. Everything, how you remember it. Instead of even talking it to anyone, putting everything down on paper really helps. I do this a lot, by the way. Still remember 2015 and 2016, I had so many notebooks. I still have, because I keep filling notebooks, and I would just, no one can read my handwriting. My handwriting is very horrible, especially when I'm writing in that flow. Yeah, if I'm purposely writing beautifully and slowly and it's been written for a reason, then yeah, you can read it. People will say, yeah, it's a nice handwriting. But when I'm journaling like that, I have so many notebooks which probably I burned and tore them apart and threw them away, because once I had vomited or vented out, I was okay. So 2015 and 2016, I was journaling every day, probably 4 hours in a day. Even when I was sitting somewhere, I was doing a lot of backpacking, so I had a lot of solitude time with me. I would just write. And things were just going out of my system so easily. They were just oozing out. The poison was all going out, and I healed very fast during that time. I healed so fast that there were some other traumatic events waiting for me. Then one more year, I went through those traumatic events. Again, I started doing the same thing in 2017 and 2018. Never stopped really. So you can put down any of those traumatic events and then take that paper or number of papers, whatever you've put it down on, just burn it. Just burn it, and then all of the stuff, all of the content, you can go to a sink actually, a water tap sink. So you burn the paper in the sink, and then you turn on the tap and let it flow away with the flowing water. And you will feel so much better. You'll actually feel so light after doing that. So she is not expressing right now, which is why I am talking about this exercise. She keeps it in her heart. She holds the trauma in her heart, the pain, the resentment. And she is thinking about the masculine and kind of having an imaginary conversation with him. How come you treated me this way? Or how come you didn't recognize me as your true love? How come you thought that I am not the one for you? Why would you do that? You're stupid. You're an idiot. You don't know how much you love me. You actually do love me. But you cannot see me as the right person for you. It could be possible that it has got something to do with her own worthiness in her eyes. Maybe she also, as much as the masculine thinks that, she's going to reject him, she also probably feels that it will never work out with him, or I am not the worthy person. Like when a person has this unworthiness inside of them, then they feel the other person is never going to fight for them, stand for them, ask them out or propose to them, or those type of things are not meant for me, a person would think. Or some problem will always be there, some issue will always be there, some annoyance will be there, something is wrong with me, I lack somewhere. And sometimes it's very subconscious feeling. A person may not even be aware that they are internally thinking all this. The feminine's heart chakra needs to heal, or it could be in healing stages. How I can see the progression is that this feeling is going to be the reason why she will heal in this ascension journey, because this feeling is also coming from lots of other things. Her programming, her upbringing, the parents, what parents she got as a child in this life, her past lives, could be some of her past lives that need healing, if not this one. Her projection of the world, her understanding of the world. And she also probably invested in this person, but when she was investing in this person, she never thought that it will hurt so much in future. So her heart chakra is getting expanded right now. This very pain is expanding the heart chakra. For some of you people, it may not be very intense pain, but it could be a recurring situation, which means that it could have happened some time back, but you still think about it and it hurts you. So her heart is crying, not just from the eyes she's crying, even her heart. She's in pain, that much pain. I won't say that this is a soul shock for her. This is more of something which was written. She had to go through this. Because as I'm being told, in the very beginning I was told that the masculine eventually will come back to her. Eventually the masculine will realize that he loves her. At this point in time when this painful situation is going on, probably he doesn't, but later on he will. Because he has such a beautiful bond with her, such a close connection with her. He doesn't have that connection with other people. And as I told you that in the programming also he's been told how a woman should be, how relationship should be, how marriage should be, how love should be. And maybe he comes from a family where certain things were grilled into him, like how people grill. And I can also sense that maybe there was some rejection coming from both sides. So there was pain in her eyes, in her heart. Maybe also could be because of the choice he made. May not be a girl, may not be a woman, may not be someone else. Maybe he chose a job where he had to go away somewhere, he had to go abroad. Maybe he chose a lifestyle which doesn't match with her lifestyle or her ideals. Maybe he is living a rajasic lifestyle, a tamasic lifestyle, and she doesn't want to live that life, and they don't match because of that. And she has this feeling in her heart that why can't he leave these bad habits for me? If he really loves me, why can't he do things that make me happy? Or he cannot change for me even little bit, which is going to be good for his health, for his life. Or maybe they have different ideals. When I relate this one, I'm also being shown a married couple. I'm also being shown someone who is married to each other, but they go through these painful situations where the lady, the feminine, feels that the masculine doesn't love her enough because he is constantly doing things that make her feel pain. He may not be doing it intentionally. It's just that they are different and they are at different stages of their inner work and ascension journey. Of course, eventually she will detach from this feeling. Eventually she will let go of this feeling fully. She will not remain in this feeling. And after she detaches, she will grow a lot, for sure. And the masculine will realize that every word of what she was saying is true. Divine feminine energy is a very gentle yet powerful force that flows within a person. And The characteristics of divine feminine energy is empathy, intuition, and a strong connection with others and the natural world. This energy is nurturing, healing, supportive, and it encourages a sense of peace and emotional depth. But to be able to embody this energy fully, one has to develop it within their own self, inside their own self. And to be able to do so, divine feminine needs the help of Mother Kali and Kundalini. That cannot happen without pain, without darkness. It is the feminine energy that awakens and heals first. This is how it works. And then she is able to guide the masculine energy through their natural state of love. And the feminine becomes a teacher, becomes an oracle. And obviously all this beautiful energy is not just for two people, having a good time with each other. It is happening for a higher reason. To be able to help humanity, to be able to do source mission, to honor your divine mission on this planet, to share your wisdom, to show the world that what selflessness is all about and what love is all about. This is to teach people love and, as they say, raise the vibration of the planet. I mean, in Sanatan, we look at everybody as gods and goddesses. I know in some religions this is crazy, but even the word God and Goddess in Hindi means Bhagwan and Bhagavati. And Bhagwan and Bhagavati means, the masculine and feminine version means that the one who brings prosperity in your life is Bhagwan. So this energy, this God and Goddess energy is within every person. It's dormant, just the way source energy is dormant. And there are levels, gradually people reach to that level where they become integrated with source. And to become integrated with source, a person has to understand that this illusion of separation, this illusion of all of the things that she's going through is happening because there's the illusion of separation. Because she feels at this point in time, masculine is not there, masculine doesn't love her, masculine is not understanding, masculine is not even thinking about her, masculine is not concerned about her. Who knows what masculine is going through or what's in that person's mind? When a person is not spiritually mature, there could be many reasons. There could be, maybe the masculine only knows how to survive, not thrive, and she's already in that energy, but she's unaware. Many times I have seen it myself. People are doing so many great things in life, but they're actually doing it just like that. They don't know what they're doing. It's only when someone else points it out to them that, hey, you know what, you're doing this and it's really cool. Can you tell me how to do it? They may not even know the process of it. They may not know how they reach to that thing. Some natural talent, so many divine feminines I've seen, they have these gifts. They've not gone to college or school to learn those things. Whereas people have probably spent so long doing those things, learning those things. And if someone would walk up to them and ask them, how did you even do this? Even for spiritual gifts, they just have it. They naturally have it. But then still, God wants you to know the process of it. And sometimes to know the process, you have to actually feel like you don't know the process at all. So this feminine feels that there is some kind of a disregard, lack of understanding. She feels that even though she doesn't want to blame the masculine, but she did give him all the happiness and all the smiles and all the joy. And she feels that she always thought the masculine is going to be loyal to her, faithful to the love between them. See the irony of it. Both of them know that there is some distortion in love, the department of love, and yet both of them do expect faithfulness. I mean, he's going to expect it later on. Right now, she's the one who's going through pain, but once he goes through his 5 of Cups moment, he will also go through it. And I'll tell you, as I was talking about why feminine has to go through this, it's because when a girl doesn't have access to the empowered divine masculine, which is the energy of her father, which is the sun energy, the caretaker energy. I keep talking about Sunamoon energy, and I keep telling people that if you have healed your sun and moon, you've actually healed everything. Literally everything falls into place. So who is sun? Who denotes sun in your life? It's your father. Who denotes moon in your life? It's your mother. When we don't have good relationships with our father and mother, so many people say to me that they have narcissistic parents. How do you expect me to heal my relationship with them? How do you expect me to get everything going with them? Well, we can do this in therapy also. We have narcissistic abuse release therapy because, you also understand everything cannot be explained in a video. There are so many things that are very personal to you. So many things are very individualistic to you. So many things need time and patience. So many problems you only know. But I can broadly tell you that this is one of the problems. The unhealed sun energy and the unhealed moon energy leads to all these kind of situations. So once a person heals their own sun and moon, not the other person's, you don't know what the masculine, or if you're the masculine listening to this, the feminine on the other side, what are their reasons of acting whichever way they're acting. So when the feminine doesn't have empowered masculine energy of her father, she then has to use her own energy to protect herself. But then that's not her energy. It's like a defense. It's like a mask she has to put on of being ruthless, of being emotionless, cold. And the other way to do it is by obviously going within and trying to understand what needs healing, what parts of your father energy, of your son energy needs to be healed, and working on all of those areas, all of those problems. Sometimes these therapies can go on for 2 years, 3 years, but a person has to be consistent. If there are 20 problems, you see 20 problems in your son energy, in your father energy, and 20 in your mother, step by step you got to heal all of them. 2 years, 3 years is nothing. People spend so many years doing it. And as even one thing heals, you can feel a sense of joy. There is a shift. There is an instant feeling that, oh my God, things have changed. Of course, the change is not going to last forever because there are 19 other things that need to be fixed. But I'm just sharing all these things with you so that all the intelligent, wise people who are listening to this can use this information. So here the feminine feels that her heart is broken right now, but actually her heart was broken way back in childhood, way back, when she did not have the empowered masculine energy around her. So she has basically a message going on inside her head that you're not loved, you're not worthy of love. Now, even if she has attracted a really good divine masculine, a loving, pure divine masculine, maybe he is also in a wounded state because he and her, we all mirror each other. We mirror people. So he's also probably at the same stage as her, same kind of spiritual development, and she's also there. But in some departments, she has healed more. So she has the ability to love more than he has. Maybe he also loves her more, but in some other way, which we'll see in future. She also likes his physical attributes a lot, and she feels that all those physical attributes and features or body type, whatever, it is just perfect for her, the type of man she wanted. And now she's not going to feel attracted towards anyone the same way. And maybe she had planned a lot of things, or maybe his going away is making her feel that she should have planned it. But whatever it is, the pain is that she's crying alone. She feels something in her heart. She feels the pain in her heart, not the physical pain, but the pain, the heartbreak pain in her heart. She doesn't know what to do, and sometimes, in some cases, I can pick that energy that she feels that maybe she made a mistake, she didn't say enough things to him, or she didn't emote fully, or she could have said more, or she could have done more. She could have confessed more. She could have gone a bit more into it. She could have not felt so scared. But now she feels that she is in pain and nobody can understand her pain. She cannot share this pain with anyone. She has to go through this pain all by herself. And it makes her sad that he didn't understand her that much. Why he didn't understand her that much? Why? That's the question she is asking. And probably that's the question that will lead to her healing. When her heart was broken, probably she lost trust towards the masculine energy. And she felt that maybe she was not enough for him. So there's layer after layer after layer after layer. Maybe there is hurt, there is shame, there is regret, there is apathy, there is fear, different layers. There's probably pain that is protecting her heart also. Maybe she's going to use the same pain to protect herself. Next time, she's not going to be this way maybe. We don't know what she's going to do. This channeling is not about what she's going to do in future or how they will meet. But there's definitely a shield that would come into place, and for the time being, she's going to protect her heart. For the time being, she's going to take care of herself. But then maybe this shield itself becomes an obstacle. Maybe she attracts someone else. Maybe she also gets into a karmic situation. Maybe a karmic job. It could also be possible that this step that masculine has taken could lead to their separation later on. This may not even be, by the end of this channeling, I'm actually coming up to this conclusion. One of the conclusions is that whatever situation she is going through could also be the reason of their separation. Maybe, as I said, he takes up a karmic job or he moves out. Maybe they were living in a very beautiful house, living together. Maybe this is a live-in relationship couple or a married couple, or maybe it's a couple who's dating each other and he lives in a beautiful house that she really likes. It's not really about the materialistic things, but she really feels that if they go away to any other place, things will not be great between them. I mean, everything was perfect. Or maybe it's her intuition. She feels that his movement could be very materialistic in nature. Maybe he's thinking only about money. He's not thinking about anything else. He's not thinking about them or their prospects or their happiness or their joy, or even her happiness or joy for that matter. And he could also be doing it because he's stuck in some pattern. So he's run by that pattern. He's ruled by that pattern. Whatever it is, whatever is happening at his end, she's the one who is going through this pain as of now. But you know who's with her in this pain? She's got some really high energy. I see a pure white energy, a pure white light around her. Someone she can confide into when she goes to sleep every night. When she is in her astral form, she is with the guides, she is with the caretakers, she is with the benevolent watchers. She's really been protected. Every night she sleeps, she's been protected. She probably doesn't have any memory. She doesn't realize, she doesn't remember what happened in the night time. Like most of us go through this situation. But every night she goes off to sleep, the guides are there. Even when she's not sleeping, there's always a voice that is telling her it's going to be okay, it's going to be fine. There is a soothing energy around her that takes care of her. And this could also be a good thing, because in her childhood also she has developed the trauma. Now is the time to face this trauma. Now is the time to heal this trauma. This is where I'm going to close this channeling session. For personal sessions and therapies, you can check out the description box. You can also get my book In the Name of Love, A Journey of Finding Your Ultimate Soulmate. The link is in the description box. The book is available only on Amazon Kindle, the edited version, the latest edited version. This is a disclaimer that I'm sharing with you. You can also become my Patreon. All the links, all the relevant, useful links are present over there. I will see you in the next video, lovies. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.